More stimulus packages are coming right away. And in a new statement obtained by LA News this morning, or this afternoon, Nancy Pelosi confirms that another stimulus package is right behind this one. This is incredible, great news as you wonder what is missing for the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And those missing items are coming in the next item and the next bills. I have incredible comments this morning on a midday recording of Home LLA. Thank you for joining me on LLA, from Wall Street to Main Street. From my home to your home, the most comprehensive financial news channel there is worldwide, delivering reporting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with the most interactive and comprehensive coverage you can get. And with 142 people in the room, thank you for joining me. We'll see where we end. Let's shoot for another 1,000 and 1,000 likes. It's a big morning, and I have a lot to cover in this midday lighthearted report. I'll start with Nancy's incredible comments about this other stimulus package right behind and ready to rock and roll next. I'll be going over the comments from Wall Street about the excitement about stimulus and their reaction next week. Then I'll be turning to Super Bowl and the incredible comments from Dr. Fauci warning about how you should watch the Super Bowl and how you should not. Then I'll be cutting to coverage at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa and going over how they're dealing with the pandemic to prepare for Sunday's big game. Then I'll be looking to Tampa and Kansas City and how those two cities are modifying their operations to prepare for Super Bowl Sunday. Then it'll be LA versus the Super Bowl. A series of new Super Bowl commercials have already hit the airways in pre-release, and if they look sort of familiar to this channel, they do. I'll tell you why there's a familiarity about delivering messages during this pandemic that mirrors this channel. And then I'll be answering some incredible 2,000 comments and questions from yesterday's recording. I'm so excited you're here. If you've not subscribed, please sure you subscribe. Subscribe to this channel because it's the best and most comprehensive channel there is out there. The third stimulus package is going to have about 25 items in there. Of the viewers of this channel, every viewer is going to qualify for at least 4 to 5 items alone. So you want to be sure that you know how to get the money that is in the third stimulus package, not just a check. You want to know how you get everything else additional to the check. Then you want to be ready to know how to pounce for the other items that are going to be in separate standalone bills delineated in this channel. They are $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness, $1,000 newborn baby bill, the benefits bill for SSI, the bill for the teachers, and then the bill for the highways and infrastructure, and the new one, which I'm going to go over in a second. There's so much happening across the board, so make sure you subscribe. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The member link is at the top of this chat or in the description. And if you become a member while watching this video, I'll give you a shout out. This is a live recording at shortly after 12 o'clock on the West Coast. If you're watching it later in the day, you're watching a taped recording. Let me get to the incredible comments by Nancy Pelosi. Let me explain what goes on with this reconciliation process, because I know it sounds a little bit different. It's not something you usually hear of. In fact, you don't hear about it until almost every 4 years. It usually happens when a person wins the presidency and then also his party wins both houses of Congress. Last time you heard about this was in the first year of the Trump administration, and now you're hearing it in the first year of the Biden administration. Yesterday, the reconciliation bill finalized and was passed. It was passed. The reconciliation bill has attached to it the stimulus package, the $1.9 trillion stimulus package of Joe Biden. It's like a tow truck with a tow hitch. The tow hitch has the stimulus package on it. The tow truck is the reconciliation. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. It's law. So how does it get the tow hitch over the finish line? It pulls it over to the finish line and calls it for a vote. How does it call for a vote? How quickly does it call for a vote? What are the mechanisms for calling for a vote? Let me make something very clear. Everything that qualifies to go over the finish line that's on the tow truck, on the tow hitch, is going to become law. It's just a question of what day they call for a vote. First, let me explain to you that the calling of the vote is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Nancy Pelosi has made very clear for that. Second, it can't go later than that because there's a deadline. Third, the important thing to understand is that there's another twist to this, which I've never gone over with you because it's hideously complex. And no news reporter generally covers it because it's just something viewers may not understand. But because the viewers of this channel are very sophisticated, very informed, and very educated, I'm going to go over it with you right now. What's going on now is that you have the tow hitch, you have the $1.9 trillion stimulus package on there. And you may presume that because it's from Democrats in the House and Democrats in the Senate, hey, Kevin Lee, thank you for the dancing pair. I really appreciate it. Kevin Lee is one of my original viewers. You may assume that because everything's on the tow hitch, that it will go over the finish line. Oh no, there's actually a twist to this. The twist to this is there's an individual person, slowing it down, there's an individual person who has to look at what's on the tow hitch and make sure it qualifies to be towed over the finish line because of something called the Byrd Rule, B-Y-R-D. He was a former senator. There's also the parliamentarian, who's an individual person who is in the Senate, who reviews what's in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And Marta Walsh, hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. Marta Walsh, I believe, is that parliamentarian. She has to look at what's on that tow hitch, sort of like a person at the customs border, and say, why is this on the tow hitch? It doesn't belong with this tow truck. It has to go on another truck. Really? Yeah. And so Marta Walsh and the parliamentarian process of the Senate has to look and see what's in the 1.9 and ensure that it can go over the finish line. If it cannot, it can't. What cannot? Last night, Joe Biden told CBS News that he believes the minimum wage of $15 an hour will not pass Marta Walsh and will not pass the parliamentarian. That'll have to go out and go as a standalone bill. So Nancy Pelosi was asked about this strange item of perhaps certain things in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package has to be removed because they may not pass the parliamentarian of the Senate. Good morning, Madam Speaker. This is the question. On the budget reconciliation package, Nancy Pelosi, yes, sir. For coronavirus, obviously there's a lot of Democratic priorities in there. There's a hearing going on right now about the minimum wage with Marty Walsh. Did I say Martha Walsh? I'm so sorry. Marty Walsh. If some of those things like minimum wage don't wind up in the bill because you have to work through this process, you have to get the vote. What's the message to people who are saying this is our last chance to get these things done? Nancy, thank you for the super chat. So that's a very big question. I want you to understand what the reporter's question means. This is so critical for you, whether you are fighting or excited about something that's in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, or whether you're fighting for something that's not in the stimulus package. I want you to understand this because this is absolutely critical for your understanding of how stimulus is going to be done in 2021. The reporter's asking, what happens as Marty Walsh looks at what's on the tow hitch? If he says, hey, I don't think that qualifies for reconciliation, you got to get it out of there. What does that mean for you, Miss Pelosi? What does that mean if the parliamentarian, if Marty Walsh says it can't go on the tow hitch, take it off the tow hitch? This is what Nancy's response is. Well, this is all great news. This is all great news. Well, it does not mean it won't happen, just it won't happen there on the tow hitch. Translation, it's going to happen. They're just going to take it off the tow hitch, the Democrats, and put it on a separate car and pass it through. As you may know, in many ways, we're at the mercy of the Senate in terms of the Byrd Rule, B-Y-R-D, Byrd Rule. And again, the parliamentarians of the Senate are going to make some determination. The parliamentarian of the Senate is going to make some determinations. And we hope she would make them by now. But until we have our bill, which we now have, we don't have those determinations from her. So there's so much in the package that has to be done right now, and we'll see the best we can do. Translation, it means that the parliamentarian, sort of like the guy that's sort of like the person who's at the customs checkpoint, says, what's on that tow hitch? Minimum wage on that tow hitch, that doesn't belong on the tow hitch, take it off. Well, it really is related to, it does belong on the tow hitch. So they're negotiating what could be on the tow hitch with this parliamentarian. It's not a Republican, it's just a parliamentarian. And then if it does not fit on the tow hitch, it goes standalone. This is big for you because everything that you've been wanting for stimulus is going to happen as well. The stimulus package will provide you a $1,400 stimulus check for individuals, $2,800 for the adult for married couple, $3,200 for adult dependents, and $1,400 for children. If you're on benefits, you'll get that as well. It'll also provide you the incredible relief of $400 a week for FPUC from January retro of 2021 forward to September of 2021. The extension of UI and PUA as well, hazard pay, EIDL grants, paid sick leave at $1,400 up to $1,400 a week, up to $1,700 of student financial aid for a college student, and more money like rent assistance for low-income, middle class, and homeless people, mortgage assistance, and a lot of other incredible great things, more detailed later in this video. That's in the $1.9 trillion stimulus package in there. But also in there, which I really don't cover too much, is minimum wage, raising it to $15 an hour. So the questions to Nancy Pelosi from the reporter are, what happens if some of the things on the tow hitch do not qualify for being towed? Don't qualify for the parliamentarian of the Senate. What will she do to you? Here's the next question. Do you have a concern that some would say that Democrats are going to have the House, they're going to have the Senate, they're going to have the White House, and it's just not in the bill? It doesn't matter what it gets done, that they'll be disappointed. Here comes Nancy Pelosi. This is a big one. We already are introducing the minimum wage. There's a very high priority for us. But we can't, and we hope that we can get it in the reconciliation. We hope we can get it in the tow truck. I'm a veteran of reconciliation bills over times, and I know, shall we say, the struggle it frequently is to have everything comply with the standards of the Senate in terms of the Byrd rule. Basically, she's saying, I know that the tow hitch can't have everything on it because of a rule called the Byrd rule. But we in the House, just sort of as a House of Lords attitude, why don't we just pass it without having it to be determined by one person or as to what is contained in there? So she says, we don't really like in the House that an individual person has to determine what's in there, but it does. That's currently the rule. Just put it out there, vote it up or down. But here's the big stuff. This is the great news. But in any event, we're very proud of this legislation. But again, it's not the last bill will pass. Wow. Let's read that again. It's not the last bill will pass. This is not the last stimulus bill will pass. This is the recovery bill. This is the rescue package. We must pass this bill to crush the virus. We want to make it in a way that addresses disparities. So as to this bill, we want to do it in a way that's fair and equitable. But the next bill, this is the rescue. That's the recovery. Again, she's saying this is the rescue bill, but it's not the final bill. In fact, we're working on another bill, says Nancy, already. It's called the recovery bill. And we're already working on some of the provisions that would be in the recovery bill, or she calls it the Recovery Act. We're legislators. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. We're always getting ready for the next legislation. Yes. Wow. This is big. And the recovery package has certain items, but to the extent that something like $15 an hour doesn't get into the rescue bill, it will be in the next one called the Recovery Act. This is huge. So to recap where we are at the 14-minute mark, let me give you the big update. With 1,000 people in the room and 300 likes, come on, get those likes up. Come on now, get those likes up. Let's get it to 2,000 in the room and 1,000 likes. This is a big one. This is a big one. I want you to understand the significance of these remarks, which are consistent with what I've been telling you is going to happen for several weeks. what Nancy Pelosi is confirming to you, and these are statements from Nancy Pelosi to press uh, Friday, is that this is just one bill, and don't think it's the only bill, because we're going to do bill after bill after bill, and that we're going to continue to do bills, and that some things could not fit in the reconciliation bill, and that's why they're not in there. I'm gonna say that again. I hope you heard that, because that's a big one. I have so many people asking me, have you heard any updates about? This is the update. They can't do everything in the reconciliation bill because of the rules, the way the Senate of the United States works. That doesn't mean they're not doing it. That doesn't mean they're not doing it. It means the opposite. It means they are doing it. They're just not doing it in here. This is great news. I want you to understand what's going on here. Reconciliation was used as a process so that did not need Republican votes, so they could get a stimulus check out as fast as possible. $1,400 an individual, $2,800 a married couple, $3,200 adult dependents, $14 a child. And also, if you're on benefits, you're getting a stimulus check the same way, $3,200 or $1,400. This was to get the check out as fast as possible, to get the FPUC out as fast as possible. But if you're sitting back and saying, where is that other thing? Guess what? She just answered your question. She just answered your question. Where is the other thing? It's next on board. We couldn't put it in here because we're not allowed to put it in here. The person in the Senate, the parliamentarian, it's actually a person. The parliamentarian says, you can't put everything on the tow hitch. You're not allowed under the law to put everything on the tow hitch. That doesn't, Nancy Pelosi, that doesn't mean I'm not doing it for you. In fact, it means I am doing it for you. I just can't do it here. This is huge. Finally, your questions are answered. She's doing everything you want to. She just can't do it here in this. This is why you hear about the baby bill. This is why you hear about the student loan debt forgiveness, the $50,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. This is why you hear the $1,000 baby bill. This is why Joe Biden on CBS prime time last night said, I don't think I can get the $15 an hour minimum wage in here. Now, I'm not preaching minimum wage in this video. I'm just telling you as an example. The president who wrote his own bill, thinks, okay, now I looked at the Byrd rule, and I don't think I can get that $15 an hour in there. That doesn't mean I'm giving up on it. It means I'm doing it as a separate bill. So get ready for a separate bill. And what I've been trying to tell you, and it's so important to understand, is 2021 is not 2020. 2020, you heard almost no bills. I know it because I was here. I was recording. HEALS Act, HEROES Act. HEALS Act, HEROES Act. It's like, can we have another bill besides those two? No, we had two bills. In 1 week, we've had 3 bills. No, we had 4 bills in 1 week. 1 week, we've had 4 bills. So you understand that everything is going to be totally different this year. And because your item, that whatever you want for your particular situation, your life, you want a particular bill, and you haven't heard it yet, please, please, please do not drop comments. What's the update on it? They've forgotten about us. They don't care about us. When is it happening? Why hasn't it happened yet? Please don't say that, because first of all, you need to take your knowledge to another step. Your knowledge to the next step is that they had to get the stimulus check out as fast as possible. They had to get the FPUC out. You're getting a stimulus check. You're watching this channel. Everyone's getting a stimulus check. Everyone in this channel is getting a stimulus check. You're getting a stimulus check. They had to do that first. Now that they can get this one out, then they can do every single thing also as well. So please don't think that they have forgotten about you, they don't care about you, that they're dragging their feet. No, they're actually doing this. In a second, I'll be going over some of the confusion that some viewers have got in the last couple of days. I know it's confusing. But in any event, we're proud of the legislation, says Nancy Pelosi. And this is not the last bill we'll pass. This is the Recovery Act, the rescue package. This is not the final one. And if we're talking about $50 an hour, it's going to come as a separate bill. Here's just a little side bit. This is not news. It's just sort of funny. This is how the interview also ended. I just have one time for one more question. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So Nancy, I took one last question. Madam Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, I just have one more question about the impeachment trial. Will you be able to call the FBI and quote them, see who pre-planned the attack? What's your response to that? Nancy Pelosi, your question was a waste of time. Cut it off. So Nancy ended on a good note. She cut someone else off again. She didn't turn off their mic, but she did say, your question's a waste of time. Thank you for keeping me for an extra waste of time question. Get out of here. So there we go. Oh, my goodness. Let me go over, before I go over some other things I want to do, I want to go over some broad stroke stuff that's very important. I want to answer some of the false narratives. There's some really false narratives out there from broadcast news, print media, everything else on the board. So I want to answer some of the questions which I've seen. You know what happens? I said this to one of the volunteers in a private message a few minutes ago. This is what happens. People are watching a broadcast news media that has no idea what they're saying, and they hear a false report, and then they come to me to reply about the false report. And I'm like, you're watching that false news channel, broadcast news channel. I don't even mean YouTube channels. I mean broadcast news channels. And so that's what's happening. Is I'm gonna have to explain everyone else's crap. So let me respond to that junk right now. First of all, do I have to get a vaccination to get a stimulus check? I heard I have to get vaccinated in order to get a stimulus check, or they're not going to give me the stimulus check. Untrue. It's about as true as I don't know. It's about as true as Three's Company are really the cast of Three's Company were actually whatever. I messed up that joke. It's untrue. It's just not true. You do not have to take a vaccine shot to get a stimulus check. So please stop asking that same question. Next question. Did they change the eligibility to get a stimulus check? No. N-O. I'm going to say this 1,000 times. They did not change the eligibility to get the stimulus check. Joe Biden may, and this is a really slight may, maybe like 5% possibility, may change that rich people can't get a stimulus check. If you're a rich person watching this channel and you're worried about your stimulus check, God bless you. But everyone else, you're getting a stimulus check. If you got a first stimulus check, a second stimulus check, you're getting a third stimulus check. End of discussion. They are not changing the eligibility for first and second recipients of stimulus checks on this channel. Rich people, if Elon is tuning in, maybe you ain't getting a stimulus check, but everyone else, you're getting a stimulus check. Third, it won't become law until March. Also untrue. That's also untrue. Nancy's actually said she's getting this finalized in the next 2 weeks. And in fact, March is the umpteenth deadline. That's not happening either. Finally, SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits. People presume that I should repeat non-updates as often as I can repeat a non-update. It doesn't make sense. If there is no update for something, I'm not going to repeat there's no update for something. So when there is an update for something, I would say, hey, there's an update for something. If there's no update, there's nothing to update. So, but with that, people presume if they don't hear something, it's dead. No. What you just heard with Nancy Pelosi is that they're doing one thing at a time. They're getting out the $1,400 stimulus check, $3,200 adult dependents, $2,800. If you're on an SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits, you're getting a stimulus check. You're getting a stimulus check. That does not mean because I don't mention something about someone in this channel, whether it is seniors or whether it is someone in another group, that your subject matter is now dead because I haven't mentioned in 48 hours. It just means there's no update to it. There's no reason for me to say, there's no update. Hi, there's no update. This is LA with your midday report. There's no update. Thank you for tuning in. No update. And I'll see you this afternoon. And there's no update again. That doesn't mean it's dead. That means there's really no update. All right, so now let's cut to the other big news today. The excitement of stimulus is really getting Wall Street looking forward to the situation. Rates are actively going to go up as really as an expression of the potential that economic activity is likely to start accelerating, and we're likely to see a little bit of inflation, said Art Hogan, chief market strategist at National Securities. That was in a statement late yesterday. So basically, Wall Street's very excited that you're getting a stimulus check under the third stimulus package right next. Wow, 1,200 people in the room and 500 likes. Oh my goodness, that's disgraceful. Come on now, folks, get those likes up. Let's get to 1,500 in the room. Let's see if we can do 2,000 room, but 500 likes? That's like one out of every third person liking it. Let's get that like going. When will you get a third stimulus check? That's a great question. Someone just asked something. When will I get a third stimulus check? You know, and I know that under the second stimulus check, some people got it in the 24 hours after it was released, and some people got it a month later. I don't know why. I don't run the IRS. I don't run the Department of Treasury. But the best I can say to you is that you could start, I'm going to say that word very clearly, start to receive the stimulus check 10 days after it becomes law. So that's the time frame you should sort of look for in your head. About 2 weeks, Nancy Pelosi says, until they get this finalized. And then about starting 10 days thereafter, you may start to possibly see the stimulus check. I know that someone in a few days from now is going to remove the word start from that sentence. They're going to say, you said I was going to get a stimulus check in 2 weeks. No, I said you may start to receive a stimulus check in 2 weeks because IRS sometimes doesn't send all the checks out the same day. But I know someone's going to take start out of the sentence and misquote it, but I'm used to it. I'm used to it. See, there's someone said, it sounds like 3 weeks to me. I know. See, you've changed my words already. I see you doing that. I say dancing pear and they still say bear. I don't know. Tax credits. Yeah, tax credits will be in there, Tina. There's no indication that anything. I know you're messing with me, but that was very funny. So yeah, it's not dancing bear. It's dancing pear. And and every time someone says, I heard bear, my voice is not that funny. Come on now. It's not messed up, my voice. 1,300 people in the room and 600 likes. Come on, get those likes up. All right, now, the Super Bowl. Dr. Fauci has a very stern warning for you for tomorrow. Dr. Fauci appeared on Ari Melber last night and said, you can enjoy the Super Bowl, but please don't make it into a super spreader event. Enjoy the Super Bowl, but don't do it with a large crowd of people. So no large group of people. And you don't need to have 20 people to watch it to enjoy it, number 2. And if you're doing your house, don't do it where it's cold, number 3. And don't do it where you have bad ventilation. So he wants to ensure it's a small group, that it's warm, and that it's good ventilation. It's a perfect setup to have a mini super spreader event in your own house. Don't do that for now. There are other Super Bowls. Very firm warning. If you don't know what the status of a person is vis-a-vis whether they're infected or not, you really should not be putting yourself and your family in danger. Hey, Sharon, thank you for the dancing pear. So this is a very big one. I mean, I know this may not be the viewers of this channel, but there may be 20-year-olds out there that think, hey, let's go out and just ignore the warnings. As difficult as it sounds, at least this time around, just stay low and don't do it. The Super Bowl itself is also taking precautions for tomorrow. Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida will have attendance capped at 22,000. Capped at 22,000. Among those to attend, 7,500 will be vaccinated healthcare workers. And there's a mandatory mask wearing, and everyone will get a KN95 mask before entering. That's actually quite wonderful. But it's still 22,000 people. Meantime, Tampa has also made preparations as well. They've issued an outdoor face covering order, and Kansas City is stepping up and limiting shutdown capacity and shutting down all bars after midnight. What's my message to you? I have a personal message. My personal message is the following. This is an unusual year, and you have to make compromises and you have to make sacrifices. This shows the strength of a person when you make sacrifices. And when you don't want to make sacrifices because because of whatever reason it is, you're really risking your life. Here, let me give you an example. Here in Los Angeles, in Santa Monica, for example, there's one particular outside restaurant on the Third Street Promenade that has TVs there that you can go sit down and get your food and have TVs. They don't have the plexiglass between the tables. The tables are separated apart. And if you walk by it when outdoor dining was open, and which it is again now, you basically see a bunch of 20-year-olds sitting at a table, 6 or 7 20-year-olds who are not family members. They're just, they're just buddies and friends and sitting around. Now imagine those 6 buddies sitting around. Thank you, Dennis, for the super chat. Imagine those 6 buddies sitting around through the entire game, 3 hours, next to 6 other buddies, only 6 feet apart, while the TV screens are playing. No bueno. No bueno. Please don't go to a outside venue here or wherever you live and sit down and sit there for 3 hours to watch a game. If you are going to be in the same position for 3 hours, I don't care what plexiglass is around you, that's not a good idea. Thank you for all your good, I couldn't read the comment. That was from Cynthia. Thank you for all you do. You're a blessing. Well, I really appreciate it. So please, it's just a game. It's just a game. Don't go to a position where you can be in the same position for 3 hours, sitting elbow to elbow, or even 6 feet apart, because after 3 hours, guess what? Things start to spread. I don't mean 30 minutes, I mean 3 hours. So please don't do that. Next, an interesting bit that is coming out today is the Super Bowl ads. And the Super Bowl ads actually, hey Scott, thank you for the day. I can't remember that. For the Winged Lemon. Oh, and I missed that other one. Who was that? That was Teresa. Thank you, Teresa and Scott, for the Winged Lemon and the Dancing Bear. It's very funny that Scott and Teresa just dropped that because they were actually going to do they're covering exactly what I was about to hit, which is, are the Super Bowl ads going to mirror LA Late a little bit? Yeah, they are. They are going to mirror LA. I'm going to tell you why. A new report out today talks about why you're going to see so many Super Bowl ads that are sort of funny, carefree, lighthearted, and keeping you upbeat and positive. They say that people have had enough negativity during this pandemic. They've had enough depressing stuff. They need to be informed, but also carefree, positive, and excited. And apparently advertisements from PepsiCo, Doritos, General Motors, Procter & Gamble, Tide, Amazon, Alexa will leave you laughing, dancing, and yet inspired and informed during Super Bowl. Sounds a little bit like this channel. Most of us are feeling a bit high anxiety levels, says Angie Ball, professor at Babson College. When we have that high level of anxiety, it's kind of natural thing to want to take a break with some sort of humor. And to think it really depends on who the brand is, it's coming to do it. There you are. So that's why the dancing pear is becoming, mainstream. And it's a pear, not a bear. So I really appreciate your excitement for every time I come on camera, because that's what I try to bring to you. A lot of information, but also keep you positive, keep you informed, and keep you smiling and laughing. And with that, let me answer some of your 2,000 questions and comments from yesterday's recording. And with 33 minutes on the mark and 1,300 people in the room, 831 likes. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 people in the room and 1,000 likes. We're at 832. Here we go. James Kennedy. 2 more weeks again, and they just don't care. No. So let's go over that. After the reconciliation passed yesterday, it does take 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks because they have to introduce their bill. Hey, Teresa, for the hype. I really appreciate it. They got to introduce their stimulus package to the parliamentarian of the Senate, and the parliamentarian of the Senate has to look at it, negotiate with them. So there's actually a process. It doesn't mean they don't care. It means there's actually a process. People say, why can't they do it tomorrow? Well, because you have a constitution that says how you do things. So if you don't like the Constitution, I don't know what to say. We all know you need the money yesterday. We all need the money 5 months ago. But the fact that they don't care because there's 2 more weeks, not true. They actually have to follow a process that's required of them to follow. Alicia, thank you for all you do. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for always being so kind. And good to see you last night in the Hazard Pay video, Hazard Pay chat. Roman Reyes. So see, they're still in no hurry. Actually, they are in a hurry. Here's the reverse situation to this. They did the reconciliation as fast as they could do. The only delay I can really see here was the delay of Joe talking to the Republicans in mid for 2 weeks. That was a delay. Other than that, everything else, they're on a time schedule. There's no delaying. They're actually following the Constitution of how fast they have to do things now. Jacqueline Thomas. I really pray that they get them out quickly for all those people who are having such a hard time. I mean, we're having a hard time, but some are having a rougher time than others. Lisa Cook. Only $49,000 jobs created for America. We're going to die if this keeps going like this. 49,000 jobs is doomsday. Actually, it's worse. It's 6,000 jobs. If you tune into Early Mornings LA, which I think you may have missed, so make sure you go watch Mornings LA and Early Mornings LA. I know some of you slept in from last night, so make sure you go watch that. The number is actually worse. It was only 6,000 new jobs created. No bueno. Bonnie Kelly. We're not going to bail out executives for airlines or only laid off employees. Angel Murray, the people need to hurry up. That's what a government's for, to help people when you're in need. Do exactly what you need. Supposed to do better than what you're supposed to do. Make your jaw drop on how I do my job. I got the point. Hurry up. I got it. Hurry up. Hurry up. Diana Reed, the way they're going, it's going to take 10 years to get the checks out. Cena, thank you for the dancing bear. Yeah, it's not going to be 10 years. It's not going to be 10 years. I know there's someone, viewers, saying, Elliot, how do you read those comments? How do you read those comments from those people saying the checks are going to come, in November? I'm just reading them. I'm just reading them. Moving like molasses. Another comment. There we go. Moving like molasses. Our government's just horrible. Sandy, why is it so unnecessary to delay all the time? Again, it's like I'm vouching for Congress. I'm not vouching for Congress. They have to follow these parliamentary rules. Hey, Alejandro, thank you for the hype. I appreciate it, Alejandro. Approaching 1,400 people in the room and 900 likes. Let's get it going. Hippo alert. Felipe Yarba. Actually, that's right. They need to send the stimulus out fast. Absolutely. Carl Maxwell. They need to get started on other stimulus packages. Well, they are. Just because I haven't covered it doesn't mean they're not doing it. Dennis, we're all in a hurry. They've waited too long. 2 more weeks isn't that bad. Antoinette Scardino, you're definitely correct that all the American people are hurting really bad since COVID and pandemic. Sandra Pora, I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, Sandra, maybe you shouldn't tune into this channel anymore because that's basically calling me a liar, which I don't really appreciate. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, guess what? Maybe you should go see something else then. Betty Paul, this gets us fair and kicks us aside. Wait, it's going to be left and then picked up apart? I don't know what that means. Robert Presley, Purple Power, need checks at the beginning of the week. So Robert wants the checks to go out tomorrow. Monday. So I appreciate that, Robert. They're not going out on Monday. Let's wish they were, but they're not. Mark Matthews. What if we dragged our feet on election day? I always get that comment as well. What if I don't pay my taxes on time? How about that? How about I wait 2 more weeks to pay my taxes? Bonnie Cal, you're such a blessing to help so many people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Antoinette, is it true going to go through LA? I don't mean to be a negative person, but we've been let down so many times. Like, for instance, I'm an adult dependent. I've not received nothing since day one. So that's a great question. Antoinette is an adult dependent and has never got to a stimulus check. The reason why Antoinette's getting $3,200 is because you're getting all the stimulus checks you never got. I haven't explained it for a while, but I assume it's obvious. When everyone else is getting $1,400 and you're getting $3,200, it's because you're getting $1,200 from the first stimulus package, $600 from the second stimulus package, and $1,400 from the third stimulus package. You're getting $3,200. So yeah. Pat Husley, they need to do what they say first, other than not now. Clay Murphy, I don't care who gets there as long as we get ours. I don't know what that means. Virgo, you know what they said that second little pocket in your jeans is for? It's to put the second stimulus check in. Pete Castillo, months after months, vote into law. It'll be Christmas. Here's my $600. Dawn, more waiting and waiting and waiting. They're barely doing anything. No, they voted on a bill yesterday, and the bill was approved. I mean, come on now. Dan, they're getting lazy. They need 2 more weeks to come up with another excuse? They're really pushing it with me now. They're not, it's not an excuse, and they're not delaying. They're actually following the procedures of what is required in a reconciliation vote. Oh my God. They really want us to get really pissed now. It's easy not to give a crap when they're not suffering. Yeah, it's a lot of negative comments, but I think it feels like the same person over and over and over and over and over again. They're delaying, there's an excuse, they don't care, they didn't do anything yesterday. Why is it 2 weeks? Is it going out on Monday? Is it going out on Tuesday? Is it going out on Wednesday? Order me 12 more Chellyville sprinkled donuts, please. Oh, we're at 41-minute mark. Wow. 1,400 people in the room and 1,000 likes. What a big update it is. And that was a big update. So thank you for joining me on our midday reporting of Home LA. I'll see you this afternoon on Afternoons LA with big updates across the board. Make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. 1,400 people in the room, 1,000 likes. After the video's over, you can still like this video. Let's see if we can get it up to 5,000 likes after the video's over. Excuse me, 5,000 views in the first half hour and 2,000 likes. I'll see you at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time with 3 big shows. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay in my life for more.